find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to lose.
Around like 9.5 US$1,000. And of course, we've got our playoffs, which I believe in the best of 5 we still have blind pick. I hope we do.
Yes.
I think we do. If we don't, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might just go insane, Monty. It might be bad. So I hope we do.
We'll have to get in our WTF 2 shens cosplay
That's
and
right.
Fix things.
We've got the suits in the back. Like literally, we could put them on at any moment. Not right now.
But we won't.
We won't, yeah.
We could put them on right now.
Well, we wouldn't tell you when we're going to put them on because that would kind of ruin the effect, wouldn't it?
And so it's going to be a lot of map movement here. Should be a very dynamic game. I would expect there to be quite a few kills in this one.
Oh, I hope so, man. Seems like in general we're just seeing a lot more kills in League, and that makes Doa happy. Whoa, check that out. Wow. Well, welcome to Summoner's Rift, guys, for our first game of 2016 here at OGN Champions in Korea, Doa and Montecristo. So happy to be back with you guys for another great year of League of Legends, and it will be great as we see SK Telecom's own Faker fresh off the win at Worlds Season 5 in Berlin.
And the loss to ESE Ever in the Kespa Cup.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that, though. We'll just move on. That's okay.
Top lane Tom Kemp, something that I had seen him playing in solo queue for quite some time.
Yep, Kramer. What's the deal with 80 carries?
Enemy Jung's going to run into Faker, though.
Yeah, able to do some damage. Faker has to be careful. Whoa, never mind. Bubbling has to be careful. That was a lot of burst damage coming out of that corki.
Yeah.
Got that sheen proc. Man.
That Sheen's going to be doing some work early on.
No
so.
kidding. All that Charlie Sheen, because it's winning. FenJiH forcing the flash out of Sky.
Well played, sir. I didn't expect that one.
I like to surprise. It's good after 10 seasons, I can still surprise you, Montecristo. I'm happy to hear that. It is nice. I accidentally bought Sork shoes on Trundle when I was playing on stream the other day. That was embarrassing. I was just like, guys, I just want my ult to do more damage. That's all, you know?
Need to chomp harder.
Yeah, totally. Take a bite out of crime. I only play Constable Trundle, by the way.
Wow, it's too bad that no one's ever made that reference before.
I'm sure I'm the first. Doesn't matter, it still feels good. Pretty easy one. That did not look difficult at all. Wolf pulled in to keep him away from the gank down in bot lane. Bubbling tried to make a play there, but like you said, Bubbling just not really able to make anything happen this game. Definitely a Silence of the Lambs situation.
It's definitely a silence.
It's not doing a whole lot.
It puts the potion on its skin.
Yeah, or it gets the ward again. Oh, Faker could be in a little bit of trouble here. I have to say, so far in this first game, Duke seems to be fitting in pretty well on SKT.
Yeah, I'm surprised. He really is coordinating well with his teammates. Looks a bit more comfortable, at least in this game, than he did on Najin. Only his first game of the season, though.
That's very true. We have not the biggest sample size in less than one game.
I think 20 minutes is enough to make our judgments about Duke on SKT, though.
It's enough for most people on Reddit, probably. So why not us too, you know?
Here on the cleanse and flash combo on Antara's Twisted Advance right there.
Well, you got to respect Corki's package. If you don't, you're in for a world of hurt. It's like CJ.
I don't know how to take that comment, Dylan.
I don't know any other way to take it. I mean, Corki's got a package, and when he brings it to you, just like he's bringing it to Sky right there, he wasn't ready for it.
And back to pretty slow gameplay here in the early game.
Man, when Misfortune fires her guns like kick back all the way behind her head. How do you aim like that?
It will be really hard, right? She obviously
know.
doesn't have much forearm strength.
I just wouldn't want to stand behind her. That's really dangerous to constantly point the guns back behind you.
I mean, you also shouldn't really be using two pistols at the same time if you want any semblance of accuracy.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point of her ultimate, though, isn't it? You know, just kind of spray and pray. Wait, that's a different ultimate. Wait, it used to be.
It's not an ultimate,
Not
though.
anymore, yeah. She just kind of rat-a-tats, if you will. You know, that commonly used phrase for when someone just shoots a bunch of bullets in one direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, if she can do it if she could do that many bullets with 2 guns, I'm pretty sure she could do about the same with 1 gun, right? Because clearly we're not in the realm of reality at that point in time.
Well, let's pretend we are for a second. Oh. You think Nami would have an ability called Make It Rain instead of Misfortune? Really, really big mistake by the lore department there, I think.
You would have thought that if you can't have a cigar in Graves' mouth in League of Legends, that you shouldn't be able to have an ability called Make It Rain, but what do I know?
Hey, well, I mean, you probably wouldn't imagine you'd have rampant alcoholism either, but you've got that. Who knows? It's a fantasy environment. Everything's okay except for smoke. That's just way too far.
Only certain kinds of addictions are allowed.
That's right. Yep. I mean, you can be the living avatar of life and death, but smoking is just right out. Yeah.
Boy.
You can be a cow who dresses like someone who tortures cows to death for a living.
That is so messed up, by the way.
But you can't smoke.
We're back at this. Matador Alistair and Cowboy Alistair. Wow.
Seriously.
Alistair is seriously messed up.
He's sadistic, man. Yeah. Taking a lot of damage on that mid lane turret. There's not a lot he can do about it.
Well, he could trade with his energy transfer, power transfer, whatever it's called.
Something transfer. Transfer student? No. That's not it at all.
He's only a student of the game, Doa.
It's true. He's a student of, what's it called, techmaturgy? I don't know what the kids are calling it these days. Whoa, Sky going back in, but Faker's ready for him. Drops that Gravity Storm, or Chaos Storm. I don't know what's going on anymore. let's just start making up names for abilities.
Faker slowly losing his grip over this mid lane. Sky able to consistently deal small amounts of chip damage to it.
If you make Victor lose his grip, that's pretty impressive because he's got 3 hands.
Yeah, it's a lot of grip, and 1 mechanical hand, which we assume has a lot of grip.
Yeah, or you just like put whatever they put on those football gloves on your hands so you catch the ball really easy. I'm sure he's got that on his robot hand.
Has to catch his staff sometimes.
That's right. That's what I'd use. But in no way does that aid his catching to an unreasonable degree. You know, it's pure athleticism. Everyone knows that.
You could definitely make the same catches you could 50 years ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why we see it all the time in the old footage. It's obvious. Tons of one-handed catches back then. Push this up a little bit, but CJ's got some decent pressure on Baron. SKT, though, they're just waiting for that one major team fight. Could be Dragon time, too. What? Excuse me? Misfortune is
that wasn't really a joke.
Funny? Thanks. Thanks, Misfortune. I appreciate it. And that really breaks it all up. Nice heads-up play from Wolf to make sure that Tara can't flank like CJ wants, and that may cost him a tower. Bang thinks it's hilarious.
I think that's Bengi, actually.
Is it? Yeah. Is that Elise? I thought that was Misfortune. All right. Where's Korean Lysandra when you need her?
Banned, unfortunately, for us.
Yeah.
And here, Bengi going to come up, get tangled up in the minion wave, but will flash execute bubbling, and then Untara going to get slowed up by that pillar of ice. It's filth in this skin.
It used to be just a pillar of filth.
It was.
But you can't smoke. Well, you probably shouldn't smoke around a pillar of filth. It's probably flammable. That's good. Now
I know,
we know
look,
the
it's
real
pretty
reason.
wet, so.
Well, maybe it's a flammable liquid.
Maybe it is.
Yeah. You never know. You know, one thing we haven't talked about is that now that Trundle's popular again, this is really going to be the season where Cloud Templar has to confront the demons of his past, you know?
Actual Trundle picks.
He's going to have to face that Trundle a lot of games this season. It's going to be tough. But SKT is back, guys. And you got to wonder, I'm going to say it right now, SKT wins Season 6 Worlds. I think the sample size is large enough for me. GG. Going to be a good one, too. And we're going to start out with a new team with some old faces. It's the Africa Freaks, formerly known as Anarchy. Well, that's a powerful pose there on the left. Whoa, flex it.
I love it.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the stadium, a semifinal team from the World Championships in Season 5. It's KT Rolster. A little bit of a difference here.
Quarterfinal team, though.
Quarterfinal team, is that true?
Yep. They did get beat by the now Rocks Tigers in the quarterfinals.
I suppose that's true. Oh well, or they're a semifinal team in your heart. Not me. Would you want to rule the world, Montecristo?
I already rule the world of esports, Noah.
But what about the whole world? I'll rule that part. I'll take that part.
Great.
No worries.
Now we have to watch Street Sharks on TV again.
I don't like Street Sharks.
The Street Sharks movie.
I just want to bring the people that made that to justice. That's my platform right there. I don't like Street Sharks. It just scarred me emotionally as a child. Yeah. It didn't have the deep philosophical stretch that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had, you know?
Can you bring Dino Riders back at least?
Yeah, Dino Riders was awesome. But let's talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for a second. This is a good chance, because the thing about Turtles is that it had a deeply philosophical angle to it. Let's look at Krang for a second, right? From Dimension X, right? The brain in the big robot body. It really symbolizes growing up, right? Because sometimes as an adult, you feel like a brain from another dimension trapped in the body of a large man. You don't really know what to do with it. You want to, it makes.
Joe, this is not a counseling session for you.
You're expected to take over the world, but you just want to make friends with, like Bebop and Rocksteady. Sometimes Baxter Stockman, but that's just how it is.
And also, Robotic Samurai.
Well, I mean, Shredder's kind of like your puppet, really. I mean, Krang was the guy in charge, but I'm just saying, Street Sharks had none of that.
I mean, this is a very interesting Freudian projection we have going on here, Noah. That's all I have to say about this.
I think it's fairly obvious that this was the original intent of Eastman and Laird, when they penned the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics in the late 80s.
All right, well, I look forward to more of your complex emotional theories.
I'm working on a 2-hour presentation that I'll give it some university, no doubt. I've been entertaining, MIT, Yale. I've gotten some offers. I'm still shopping around.
MIT, really? They're interested in your philosophy lecture.
They're so interested. Because, they're building robots with more emotions these days, and they want to think about it.
Robotic ethics, Professor Doa.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's got to, take the torch that Isaac Asimov has offered the world,
I look forward to your first sci-fi short stories then.
Working on it. Well, looks like we're back in game, guys. I didn't even notice there was a pause.
I believe you. It's true.
That's not going to get annoying at all. Oh, boy.
I like how Lux's laugh is equally annoying in Korean and in English.
It's true. Usually you've got a difference between regions, but Lux is pretty universal.
2 on your auto, so it could be not insignificant, and it's time for Korea Lysandra.
She's back! Oh, yeah.
Now she has blue buff for even more spam. Johnny.
Oh. So basically, when Bard's W package is ready now, it gets like a little candy cane in the cup of hot cocoa, I would assume.
Okay. I prefer to think of it as my favorite Christmas drink. It's well, maybe you wouldn't put a candy cane in it, but mulled wine. How about some like whiskey in your hot cocoa?
Dude, well I make mulled wine every winter.
Yeah.
I added some rum to it this year and it turned out really well.
Yeah, rubber brandy is high quality in mulled wine.
Yeah, that's great. Drink responsibility. Or
I don't think you've been drinking responsibly tonight.
Well, okay, screw that one up. Oh well. Time for magical journey. I mean, if you're gonna
that's my new favorite expression, by the way.
I'm trying to call this fight in the mid lane. Don't distract me.
Really, you're just distracting yourself.
No, not at all. Sanyan. Magical journey. For some reason, if you're not familiar, for some reason the Korean casters always say it like that.
Yep. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. But if you ask them to say, they won't just say they won't just say magical journey. They'll go magical journey, and I don't know why. I mean, KT could try to collapse onto Ixu, maybe. No.
Oh, nice!
Oh, goodbye! Oh, the culling, the cocoon helped them finish him off.
It's been a long time developing. Looks like that may be it for mid. Nope. Just kidding.
Haha. I thought you were an analyst. Oh, wait.
Oh.
You are an analyst. You knew that tower was going to go down. Good job.
Thanks.
At least Mickey now with that Zhonya's Hourglass doesn't need to worry about being completely blown up by Fly. Well, Score still got the blue buff there.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made. He didn't even smite that either. All right, they've resorted to just standing in place and not moving at all.
Perhaps they think Africa are made up of entirely T-Rexes.
That's true. It's a Jurassic Park philosophy. If you don't move, they can't see you. Army than Aragorn did in the end of Lord of the Rings. But meanwhile, Someday taking some turret damage, waiting for that ult to go away from Ixu. Wow, Someday really going crazy. There's the Zhonya's. Someday, I don't know, man. It's a Johnny. Thanks for showing up, man. Good to see ya. KT Rolster versus the Africa Freaks. That name is never going to get old to say.
Or free CS, depending on how you want to say it.
That's true. That's a good point.
Someday got a lot of free CS last game.
He did. He got tons. Thanks, Africa Free CS. Oh, wow. The trolling is real.
Turret kill in the last game. Wow. Blinking headphones. Very stylish.
Neat. I mean, you can really enjoy that when you're wearing them. If you've got a mirror in front of you, I guess.
Maybe you can catch yourself in the reflection of your monitor.
I guess you're like, oh, wow, my headphones look cool.
I look so good with my head flashing like this.
Not even like Beats have something like that.
I'm waiting for the Kylo Ren Kassadin skin, by the way, though.
I suppose you could kind of make his little void blade shaped like that lightsaber.
Yeah.
You could do it.
It's a very obvious co-licensing agreement there, Riot.
There's been so many.
Just talk to Disney.
So many, but we haven't seen it. It's coming. It's coming eventually, I'm sure.
I mean, look at that. If it's one of the most obvious co-branding opportunities ever in League of Legends.
Yeah, or like I think the Marvel co-branding. Like, what about Mundo and the Incredible Hulk?
Well, I mean, basically, you know why there's so many co-branding opportunities, Doa?
I think I can guess what you're going to say, but go ahead.
It's because these ideas aren't very original. How about Alien and Predator? You got Rengar, you got Kha'Zix.
Well, Africa Freaks. KT trying to set something up, but it's not going to work out. Ooh, score! Wow, all right.
He's like trapped in the wall.
I guess so. Crush that spider.
Meaning that this is actually for KT the most efficient way to play the game right now while they wait for their late game power to develop.
Why not?
It's not a very exciting way to play League of Legends.
It wasn't supposed to be like this. We're in preseason. The games are fast. The kills are high. What is going on? This is not what I signed up for.
I'm sorry. This is what's going to happen at lane swaps now.
Oh. So hot right now.
So hot right
Frost
now.
Queen's claim, so hot right now.
Spooky ghosts.
Yep, spooky ghosts. So hot right now.
Have ghosts ever been hot?
I mean, if they're like flaming ghosts. Yeah. I think I fought a couple of those in Witcher 3.
Were you witching your way to success?
I was.
Great ending.
Good, all right. What more can I say? Nothing about that, apparently. I haven't finished the game yet. I'm lying about all this.
I'm sad. It's a great game.
Why are you sad that it's a great game? I think you'd be happy.
Yeah, because I don't get to play it anymore. That's why I'm sad.
It's the old Witcher switcheroo.
The Witcheroo.
Well, the Witcheroo.
I think a Witcheroo is when the Witcher says he's going to kill a monster, but then lets it live instead.
I think it's
Or when a monster kills a Witcher.
I think it's a kangaroo that's turned to the dark arts. Should ask PapaSmithy about this. Why didn't he warn us about these? What kind of friend doesn't tell you about that?
Even the objective trading.
Why do they have to call themselves the Freaks? Why? Why do they do this to us here, man?
Yeah, they could have named themselves the Lions, the Africa Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where, or elephants. They would be more appropriate to the African continent.
But it's not really, the streaming service isn't really named after Africa, the continent, though, is it? I don't think so.
I have no idea what Africa is supposed to mean, Doa.
Well, it's probably like a weird, like, shortening of something, because it's probably like a phrase that they shorten, who knows. They do that a lot in Korea.
I mean, you would never know that EM Fire is supposed to be Empire unless you were specifically told that.
Yep. It's true.
And it was supposed to be like Empire, but the E dash was there because it's like esports.
Yeah. And the F was there because it's Korean. And because F and P are basically represented by the same letter in the Korean alphabet.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's no difference, so.
There's your Korean language lesson for today.
So that's how EM Fire came to be.
Yep. There you go. But how did they come to be in the state they are now? Well, that's completely different. And
that's
very
another
sad
story.
That's a story for a different day.
An EM Fire day.
That's right. We'll have one of those this week. Oh, Ixu wants to brawl a bit. But someday we'll just drink some healthy fruit juice.
You mean eat some healthy fruit kebabs? Why does Gangplank have, like, fruit on a sword?
Well, I mean, where else would you carry it? Duel continues. Oh boy. I mean, if you're a pirate, if you try to carry the fruit in, like, your pocket, it gets really messy, so unless you're planning on sticking the sword in someone in the near future, you could just carry it on the sword.
I think you would be as a pirate, though.
Well,
aren't you always concerned with sticking your sword in people?
Well, I mean, only if you're worried about your crew mutinying. Ixu on the run.
See again, picking up the kill with one last gunshot.
Boop.
It's not the sound a gun makes, Stella.
It's for kids, you know.
Guns, they're for kids.
Guns for kids. No. No.
Jeez, Doa.
Drink responsibility, guys.
He likes to drink responsibility and have a lot of fun.
I don't think he said that. I don't know about this translator, guys.
Seeing the teams on the screen, you would of course know best how many games are played. You cast all of them last season, but notably, this caster pairing of yourself and me, that's awkward to say, is on a short lifetime. We will have some extra reinforcements in a couple of weeks.
That's right. We have been doing the double color cast, but that will be ending sadly soon as we get our new caster Achilleos here to do some play-by-play.
Are you saying Champion's going to lose some color, Montecristo?
Well, it will necessarily. It's okay. There'll still be color, just not double color. He's going to be continuing to do damage, though, to Coco. Things have been relatively even. Do you like spooky ghosts, PapaSmithy?
I mean, I'm going to learn to love them, I think. It's not much of a choice. It's going to be around for at least the next couple of months, it looks like.
I don't like spooky ghosts.
No,
I'm not a horror movie fan, you know?
That's fair. Well, it's a bit of a horror story for you then in the first part of the season.
I find horror movies just ridiculous. Like, sometimes horror movie fans try and convince me to watch horror movies with them, and I just think they're hilarious, and all the people are stupid.
Well, I mean, you have to suspend your disbelief with some things. I watch wrestling. It's the same story there, so I understand their pain of trying to convince you of some of the finer arts of horror movies. No Magi stacks from that, but they do get the turret in mid.
So Oche, goodbye.
Exploded.
Must be humiliated to be killed by a giant pink beam.
That's true.
I think that's how you're going to die, PapaSmithy.
A giant pink beam? Probably. I've tried to avoid them this long, but they'll get me eventually.
Giant pink space laser.
You're going to see the replay. This Watchwing pops the ultimate, slowed by the Spooky Ghost, doesn't even notice it, casually walks away. Such as Mundo. Steals when he pleases.
Definitely does.
Scam.
Well, you know, PapaSmithy, every time Riot tries to speed up the game, the Koreans will just slow it down, make it about objectives and low-risk play. Don't you just love it?
But those objectives were supposed to be turrets, not dragons.
Ruining the meta again. Thanks, Korean team.
Thanks, Korea. What's Korea done for League of Legends lately anyway?
Yeah, they didn't even win IEM San Jose.
I know, I was there. Actually, you were there, sorry. I did see them win another tournament.
You did? You were there for IEM Cologne.
I miss ever when I watch games like this, Montecristo.
And so a failure here against kind of a batch of rookies in Jin Air would be egg on the face for Longshu, who is an organization who has spent a lot of money to assemble this team.
It took Chinese money to make a Korean super team, but we finally got it.
It's okay, SK Telecom still exists, PapaSmithy.
That's absolutely true.
Heads back, will grab a blue buff of his own, and Coco remains in the mid lane.
Unperturbed.
Unperturbed. Assiduously killing minions.
Look at us and our big words.
I'm good at that, PapaSmithy. Some call me Sesquipedalian.
Do they, though?
They do.
I'll take your word for it. That eloquency factor will go down.
I could have just made that word up. Nobody knows.
It's fair. I got no idea. I'm nodding my head. I'm like, that's a word Monty would say. It's probably real. We should never play Scrabble. I'd challenge you every other word and lose horribly.
Sounds like we should play Scrabble.
Yeah, maybe the money matches are off.
The money matches, no Scrabble betting.
No Scrabble betting. No betting in Korea. Well, I guess we can bet, but probably not at home either.
That's actually true about betting. If you guys didn't know, Koreans can't gamble in casinos here, but if you are not Korean, you can.
You have to establish your non-Korean residency status, but yeah, that's the only way. So they accept our money, but and I guess to some degree our custom, but not for the locals. Nice to hear EM Fire retaining some fans, I would assume, from their Najin days.
Bit of a hard off-season for Najin fans.
How many Korean girls do you think had to transfer to China during the off-season when Watch left?
Well, some of them probably went because Peanut's also very popular over to the Rocks Tigers.
I mean, relocating to China is a bit more of a big move to relocating to Rocks Tigers games, Monty.
Yeah, well, relocating to the LSBL is not exactly a glory move here from Watch.
I think of it like pro soccer players going to Qatar for their last payday.
Or to the MLS, you know. Pull a Beckham, head right over to the LA Galaxy.
I like how we both went close to home, because I was actually born in Qatar, so keeping it close to home.
How do you feel about that World Cup?
Yeah, I haven't been to Qatar since I was born there, so there's that.
I see, the long-term absence.
I'll watch the World Cup from the comfort of Korea. That's my plan.
I will not watch the World Cup.
I'll rope you into a game at some point.
I regretted the last World Cup I watched was like in 2012.
Okay.
Because Spain won that one, and the Spanish style of play was literally the most boring thing I've ever seen.
Total football, which meant passing it in the midfield a lot.
Yep, and just they score one goal and then just pass it around the midfield for the rest of the game. It was awful. One of the cues and
out of mana.
Yep, finds him out of mana. There's a gangplank goal coming through. Kube in a bit of trouble. Hippo here. Who's going to win this duel in the end? Kube has to turn around, but he doesn't have any mana. And Hippo going to take it.
Real big surprise here. We built up Cuvée in the pre-match, so of course gets solo killed. Well, by Hippo.
Solo, quote unquote.
I'm
there
sorry,
was a global ultimate there.
Gangplank wasn't in the top lane. What are you talking about? You can keep your asterisks to yourself.
Okay. I guess I will. He was solo killed in the top lane.
Okay, now say it with higher energy.
Nope. Sorry, that's all you get. I'm the play-by-play caster now, PapaSmithy. I decide how much energy there is.
There needs to be a meme with you talking to Doa. Who's the play-by-play caster now?
Maybe. All right, Crush actually going to get knocked up right now. Ambition getting kited. Both junglers have red buffs. There's a GP ult just to discourage any further aggression. TP going to come into the backside and Bug Splat, baby.
That was epic. You know what I really want to see? I want to see him finish Banner of Command, just to put down a Banner of Command minion and watch Rise frustratedly try and push in a side lane.
That would be fantastic. Well, a relatively static game with lots of mid grouping. You take the turrets down, and then you walk into mid lane, and then you repeat until the wave comes back on your side of the map. And that is the level of strategy we have in League of Legends at the moment.
It's the start of a season, Monty.
Well, you know what? I hate those minion wave changes.
Uh-huh.
I hate what they do to the game.
Uh-huh.
I want old minion waves back.
Uh-huh.
Riot, please.
Also spooky ghosts.
Also that.
Less spooky, please. Visible ghosts. Friendly ghosts. Casper ghosts. Wait, Wraith's in this game.
Wraith is in this game. But see, he changed from Casper to the much more angry-sounding Wraith.
It's true. And then he started losing a lot, but that was probably because he moved to Samsung.
Now, whether they can hold up down the stretch is a question, because the strategic...
Look at that head bopping.
That's some nice head banging there. He actually frozen in the gravity field and punted out, but there's the finisher. corki turns it around as Cuvée sits there hilariously.
I want to see the Cuvée cam. What's he up to?
I want to see his face.
Yeah, he's just chilling. He's like, this minion is going to be mine. I'm going to auto attack this. Let's see if he gets the cannon. Gets it.
Yeah, baby. Get that cannon.
This is basically the Nasus feels, where you're just sitting there being like, I know there's fights going on, but I'm
there
getting
he
stacks.
is.
He's just there. He looked pretty chilled. Ah, yes. Cultivating. Meanwhile, Cuvée is like, I found a wave.
Look at this, it's pushing towards me. Meanwhile, we're going to take a dragon here, despite not having a whole lot of map pressure, but they've got enough on the bottom side and no vision right now from EM Fire.
That feel when you get a freeze and the objectives.
I hope that's the story of my life this weekend, PapaSmithy.
Oh, I see. Clever. Watch the NALCS live on this channel.
Coming up on Saturday.
I just want to see GBM. You probably don't want to see GBM.
No, I love GBM. What are you talking about?
We'll be in the same game as your team.
I know.
Possibly doing unspeakable things.
No. Well, back to Cuvé's freezing. He's doing a really good job of role-playing an Ice Witch. I like it. EM Fire saving Edge at the very end, and Soul with the timely roam into the mid lane. Cuvée, you have a teleport.
There's no freeze if he teleports.
Yeah, let's take a look at that one. See Edge. Whoops, that was a mistake too.
That was certainly a mistake.
Coming over blind.